Today's recipe is a butternut squash bake. Seems pretty simple. I have never made it before, but the recipe includes salt and pepper, olive oil, basil leaves, garlic. It calls for 1 spaghetti squash, but because we're a gigantic family, I'm doing 2. I might have leftovers, which is totally fine. I might not use all the squash, but it is a really super simple, just throw it in a bowl with olive oil and salt and you're good to go for a good snack. Tomatoes, mozzarella cheese, and Parmesan cheese. This isn't exactly vegan, but I'm using very little of the cheeses, so anyway, bear with me. We're going to cook the spaghetti squash. First thing you do, grab a good knife. Okay, so we're going to cut it right down the center. Yep. Okay, so I've got my pan a little oiled. I'm going to take the spaghetti squash, we're going to put it face down on the pan so that it cooks up nice and soft. Once that's done, we'll go ahead and pop it into a 350-degree oven and let it cook. This should take maybe 20 minutes. We're just going to stab it with a fork and see if it's nice and soft like a potato, like a big giant yellow potato. And it can be funny if you want to, I mean, that's totally fine. Alright, so while the spaghetti squash is cooking, we're going to chop up the rest of the vegetables. Basically, in this case, the tomatoes. I always use a serrated knife with cutting tomatoes because this will catch the skin instead of a regular knife will just, it won't pierce the skin very well. So we're just going to cut these into slices. Not too thick of slices, but not too thin either. Alright, so I sliced up 2 tomatoes. And I take the extra little bits and throw them in our fantastic little blue bucket over here. And we put all of our extra veg scrap and whatnot in here and we take it to one of our friends. Hi Lulu. Is that for you? For the piggy. Say thank you, Mommy. So for those of you wondering why we have a pig, she's not on the menu, I promise. So we're going to check and see if it is done. It's been, I don't know, what would you say? 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Alright, so it looks like it's mostly done. We are going to scrape out the center seeds part, and then we're going to use a fork and scrape the rest of it out. Okay, so we've taken all the stuff out the center. So we're going to scrape all this and put it in a bowl. Takes a little bit of finesse, but look at how cool that is. It just looks like spaghetti strands. Okay, so now I've emptied out all of the spaghetti squash carcasses, and we're going to, it's a ton of spaghetti squash. We're going to season it with some olive oil and some salt and pepper and garlic. Alright, we're going to start out with a little bit of garlic. I don't really measure anything. Maybe I should kind of just go with the flow and what I think that my family likes. So garlic, oil, so it doesn't all stick together, and then salt and pepper. Alright, then we're going to mix it all together in our gigantic bowl here, so that's all the ingredients are incorporated before we put it in our pan. It's a little warm. It's got salt, pepper, garlic, and olive oil.
I'd say maybe a little garlic salt.
Salt?
Yeah. You might take the tang from the garlic away just a bit.
Okay. Nutmeg. Alright, so now that we've tasted it, we know there's something missing. The recipe doesn't call for anything else, but I'm going to go ahead and add garlic salt on the request of my husband. And I think also a little bit of nutmeg. I've kind of enjoyed adding nutmeg to recipes lately. Maybe because it's winter. I don't know. Christmas time. Nutmeg. I got nothing. That already smells so much better. And taste test. Really good. So we're going to go ahead and dump this into this pan. I thought that 2 spaghetti squash was going to be too little, but it's perfect amount. Or I thought it was going to be too much. It's the perfect amount. Fantastic. Alright, then we're going to add the tomatoes that we chopped earlier. to the top of this. Okay, so first I'm going to add some Parmesan cheese, and just a little bit. And if you're trying to go completely vegan, you probably don't need the cheese at all. So just take it out of the recipe altogether. It will still be delicious. All right, we're going to add the tomatoes. Okay, I'm actually going to need to cut up another tomato. I didn't think that I would, but I am. So we'll do that real quick. Pop that in there. Okay, next we're going to put on a little bit of the cheese, just mozzarella cheese, just to cover it lightly. So we'll do a palmful of fresh basil leaves and just sprinkle it on to your mixture. So now you are all set to go ahead and put it in the oven. We're really just trying to cook it for as long as the cheese needs to melt a little bit and get bubbly, and the tomatoes to cook and get nice and soft. So just checking in on it. It's looking really good. I'd say maybe another 5 minutes just to get those tomatoes to soften up a little bit more. It's been probably 15 minutes, and I'm going to go ahead and pull the casserole out of the oven. It looks really good. The cheese is all melted, tomatoes look nice and soft, and we're just going to let it sit and rest before we actually serve it, so it's not like a big old glop of casserole. But hopefully everybody likes it. So I brought my food to a winery because I thought that'd be really funny, and mainly because of the people that we're with are real big foodies, and I wanted to have them try it. And so we're going to get their opinion on my spaghetti squash casserole.
Ready? Go.
Oh, stop it. Jeremy and Steve approved?
Yeah. I like it. It's like a mix between garlic bread and, yes, al dente pasta.
Excellent.
It's very good.
Okay, Ziva. What do you think? No, really? Is it good?
Yeah.
Do you need to go potty? Okay. Okay, Liam, what do you think?
Oh, sorry, I haven't eaten it yet.
My videographer right here. With his...
So is this like almost like a caprese, huh?
I have no idea what that is. Sounds fancy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Really good?
Yeah.
Awesome. For the foodie reaction that I'm really interested in is with Miss One Amanda Blanchett.
Well, you get it all.
That's right.
That's what Giada de la Renta is. We gotta take a big honking bite.
That's
Make
right.
it look like you're gonna choke and your grandma's yelling from the other room. Take smaller bites. You're gonna choke.
Honest opinion. Tastes like squash.
Honestly, it doesn't taste like squash. It tastes more like pasta.
That's
I'm
fantastic.
pretty impressed.
Yay!
I'm scared of squash.
That is phenomenal.
Because it comes from the ground. And things from the ground scare me.
And for a second bite, I love it. That
I
makes
went
me
for a second bite.
that makes me super excited.
Well, there it is. It turned out great. Major foodies that don't eat vegetables really like it. Even went for seconds. I'm pretty stoked about it. So, spaghetti squash bake. Hope you guys enjoy it. Have fun in the kitchen. God bless.